Hey everyone, and welcome. All right, today we're jumping right into the science of female fertility. And we're going to do it with a little help from fertility expert Dr. Natalie Crawford to break down the facts, bust some of the biggest myths, and really explore that powerful link between your ovarian health and your overall well-being.
So, to kick things off, let's play a little game of true or false to bust some of the biggest myths out there. First up, is it true that a woman's fertility gets cut in half every single year after she turns 32? Well, according to Dr. Crawford, that's a big, fat false. While fertility does decline, it's just not that dramatic of a drop.
Okay, next up. Is egg freezing some kind of bulletproof insurance policy for having a baby later? I mean, is it a 100% guarantee? The answer here is also no. And we're going to get into a much better way to think about it.
All right, but what about the actual numbers? For a woman who's over 38, does she really need to freeze like 20 or more eggs just for a good shot at having one baby? And yeah, the data says this is absolutely true. It's a pretty startling number, and it really shows why egg quality, not just the quantity, is so important as we age.
And for our last question, could figuring out how to slow down ovarian aging actually help everyone, and yeah, that includes men, live longer, healthier lives? Dr. Crawford says, yep, absolutely. And it points to this fascinating connection between our reproductive health and our total lifespan.
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to tackle that biological clock and bust some myths. Then, we'll talk about why egg freezing is more of an investment. After that, we'll walk through the process, which is quicker than you think. And finally, we'll connect it all back to your long-term health.
All right, let's jump into our first section, that famous fertility clock. And to really get what that means, we've got to talk about something called your ovarian reserve. Now, this is the really important part. You're born with all the eggs you will ever have. It's a finite resource. Think of it this way. Your body doesn't just make more as you go. What you start with is what you've got.
I love this analogy. It explains it so perfectly. So imagine your ovary is like a vault. Every single month, a new group of eggs comes out to play. Your body picks the best one to ovulate, and all the others in that group, they just die off. So get this, egg freezing doesn't touch your future supply. It's not taking from the vault. It's basically just rescuing that group of eggs that was going to be lost this month anyway. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, this leads us to a really important mindset shift. We need to stop thinking about this as buying a guarantee and start seeing it for what it is, a strategic decision about your future.
So look at this comparison. It's all about reframing. An insurance policy, well, that sounds like a 100% sure thing, right? A safety net. But Dr. Crawford says no. Think of it more like an investment. I mean, is it a smart move? Does it usually pay off? Absolutely. But just like any investment, there's some risk involved. It requires data, it requires a strategy. It's you being proactive, not just sitting back and waiting.
At the end of the day, it's all about giving yourself more options. You're basically using science to keep a door of opportunity open just a little bit longer, a door that nature, naturally starts to close over time. It's about flexibility.
So that begs the question, when's the best time to even think about this stuff? And look, there's no single magic number, no perfect age for everyone. But a lot of the data on cost effectiveness and success, it points to the early 30s. So if you're getting close to 32, you know a family is something you want someday, but it's just not the right time yet, well, that's a perfect time to start getting some real data on your own body and just see what your options are.
Okay, so what does this investment actually involve? What's the process really like? I think a lot of people imagine it's this super long, drawn-out thing, but the main part is actually way faster than you'd probably guess.
It really boils down to 4 main steps. First, a consultation and some tests to see where you're at. Then comes about 2 weeks of hormone stimulation. And what you're doing is giving yourself injections of a hormone your body already makes. It's called FSH, or follicle-stimulating hormone. You'll have a few appointments to see how things are going, and then boom, the egg retrieval. A quick, minimally invasive procedure to collect the eggs.
And check this out. This is a total game changer. The technology here has gotten so much better. Today, in a good lab, over 90% of frozen eggs survive the whole thawing process. I mean, that's a huge jump from the old school methods. It makes egg freezing a way more reliable option than it was just, 10 years ago.
Okay, now this is a super important point, and it's one that catches a lot of people off guard. You might think the 2 weeks of hormone shots would be the hardest part, but with those high estrogen levels, a lot of people actually feel pretty great. The part that can be tougher, emotionally,
is the week after the retrieval. Your estrogen levels just plummet. It's basically a temporary hormone crash, kind of like a really intense PMS or what some women feel postpartum. It's just really good to be prepared for that.
All right, let's bring this all home with our final section. Because this whole conversation, it's about so much more than just fertility. It's really about your long-term health.
See, the health of your ovaries, your ovarian lifespan, it's not just about making babies. It's actually a super powerful barometer for your overall cellular health. Look at this list. The very same things that speed up ovarian aging, we're talking chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, stress, these are the exact same things that speed up aging in the rest of your body.
And this quote from Dr. Crawford just nails it. The things you do to support your fertility, eating well, managing stress, getting enough sleep, building muscle, those aren't separate from living a long, healthy life. It's the same thing. It's all connected. When you're protecting your fertility, you're literally protecting your future health.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that taking charge of your fertility, it's not some narrow niche goal. It is one of the single most powerful things you can do for your health, period. Full stop. It's all about getting the data, knowing your options, and making choices that put you in the driver's seat of your own health for years and years to come.